Well, hello there. Welcome to the Ask Tommy podcast. We're here, sponsored by PBR and Lost Mary. Not really, but that's just what I use while I'm on the show. So we're going to crack this open. We're going to get started. And first of all, we're going to make sure everybody knows that I'm an insane, crazy person and I need medication to function normally in society. So we're going to take a risperidone of fluoxetine. And a hydroxyzine, which is actually an antihistamine, but it calms people down, and animals as well. So I should be feeling lovely by the end of the show. This is a half an hour. We'll probably start, I'll start coming down over time. But I definitely need it because it's been a long day. It's been a very, very, very productive day as well. And welcome. We are recording. Let me double check my time here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, recording. There's the time stamp. All right. Good to go. So, man, church this morning was incredible. Everybody is concerned about this whole Israel-Palestine or Hamas, thing and all that. All the, you watch the news, you know what's going on. Is it the end times? I mean, when Israel gets involved, you kind of start to think, is this not the end times? You know what I'm saying? Because God's chosen people. I mean, come on, when they get in a war, somebody attacks them on their holy day, when they're unsuspecting, what kind of evil is this? I mean, I don't want to take sides because I don't want to, because I have a lot of people on both sides that I'm, friends with on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. But one thing is for sure, that the land doesn't belong to any person or country or group on earth. It belongs to God. That's God's land. And, it doesn't matter who's there. It belongs to God. Also, why are we fighting? Why are we fighting? The whole world, Ukraine and Russia are fighting, or Russia's invading Ukraine. I guess that's how it's described. The whole world is in chaos. It's getting worse and worse. Can everybody not see that we're going down this road? That's just. Yeah. Oh, I need my sound effect. Let's see. Where's the that's the boom. So. There we go. That's better. All right. All right. Now, I guess let's get serious. There was a testimony church today that was very inspiring as well. The thing about it, which goes back to what I was just saying, is that the testimony was in fact about someone who ran a red light or a stop sign and crashed into a person who was a member of our church. And the fact that they had gotten a new Jeep and his wife said she didn't want to go, plus getting the new Jeep, had saved both of their lives. And this was like the way he described it was like a major thing. How can this happen other than it being the God's sovereignty and the divine intervention on this family? And then, he gets in a wreck, but he has airbags, because they bought a new Jeep, but she didn't want to go, and it crushed in the side where she would have been sitting. So he was saved by the airbags. She was saved because she wanted to stay home. And then I'm leaving church. Somebody's darting out, runs a red light. Somebody from the church, after hearing that testimony, runs a red light. How ridiculous is this? That are people that stupid? I mean, it seems like nobody thinks for themselves anymore. I mean, I came up with evolutionary theology because it's just obvious. Quantum physics, blah, 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 religion, evolution, creation, machine, technology, blah blah blah. It all works. I mean, all that stuff exists in our reality, so we gotta kind of gotta meld it together in some, you know, fabric that makes sense. It all is a part of the same fabric, So I don't see why everybody doesn't recognize the ultimate truths in evolutionary theology, which I've been preaching for the last 2 years, at least publicly, and privately for the last 20 years. But people still don't want to listen. Hey, quantum physics said, let me actually say this instead. The Copenhagen interpretation, where the physicists back in the 20s got together and said, let's make a statement that says, just because something's there when you're looking at it, we're not necessarily saying it's not there when you're not looking at it. We're just saying it is there when you are looking at it. So when you're consciously aware of something, it exists. That's all we're saying. We're not saying it's not there when you're not looking at it. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying it's here because you're consciously aware of it. That's the Copenhagen interpretation. People, how stupid is that? That's some fucking bullshit. I'm sorry, my language. I'm trying to be better with my language, but it just gets me so upset. Um, one thing infers the other. So, I don't know why they would even bother to make this statement other than the fact to cover it up for the last 100 years, which is what they've done, and everybody in the world has gotten stupid. I don't know. Let's turn to Dark Future by Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck is so funny. He has a great sense of humor. I love listening to his shows. Like, I try to get there right at right when he starts at 9 o'clock, because, the intro is just always something that's like really quirky, and it's just amazing how well he works his words out to get the point across, and then like flows through the rest of it. Like when he had that other one, the fire alarm, the dude that accidentally, I don't know what a fire alarm is. I've never seen one of those in my life, even though I was a principal before. Lie, whatever. They just wanted to delay shit on purpose, and they had a, what do you call, a scapegoat or a pansy to take the fall. God. But anyway, there's a lot of technology coming, and it's being guided by the people with power and money. So they want everybody just to be these sheep. Oh, and by the way, that noise is when my website pops off. When somebody visits my website anywhere around the world, that noise, the plinko, is when my website pops off. It's coming from my phone sitting on the desk. But anyway, the great narrative. They want to change the world to where everybody is just sheep, pacified, stupid people, cogs in a working process, that just funnels money and lavishes life on the people with money and power. So they want, that's basically what socialism is. All the rich people have all the money and the power, and they have plenty of freedom. They got all the freedom they want. They can do whatever they want. They have everything they want. They have everything they need. And everybody else in the world suffers. Now, does that seem fair to you? No, it doesn't. That's why I'm fighting this, and that's why I'm reading this book, and I think I already talked about this part last week. There was the new one. The next section I was reading was that was New Blueprint for Society. This is the second wave of human evolution. Now they're gonna try and they're already doing this. They have the virtual reality stuff, the VR headsets and stuff. They're trying to teach people and even children with this now, and it can be very overwhelming emotionally. And so they can put these types of media that can force a person to take on a certain perspective, and it makes it real to them, whether it's factual or even based in reality or not. Because I guess if you have experience playing in a virtual headset, games or whatever, you feel like you're really there. I mean, you really get immersed in it. So if it's a real life scene, like a video that that's been made to teach you something, it's going to teach you that, because it's very immersive, and it's scary at what they can show. Like, I guess millions of people at a time, whoever logs onto this website, or the app that we all know how media works, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to explain it. But anyway, climate change. Oh, come on. Machine, that's what we talked about. Yeah. CO2 makes up 0.03% of the atmosphere, I think, and, you know, it hasn't really changed that much since we got here. I mean, the world knows how to deal with CO2. I mean, we have plants that eat CO2, and if we could quit cutting down the freaking forests and plant more trees, I mean, we don't. I guess that sounds kind of like a climate alarmist type thing to say, but not really. I'm just a tree hugger, not a climate alarmist. A religious cult. Idiot. Redesigning nature, you know, that's talking about gene editing, how there will soon be designer babies. You know, it's kind of it's a very touchy subject at this point, but, you know, if even one designer baby comes about and somebody's like, oh, I want to do that, and then only the people that get the designer babies will have better babies, babies, not babies, I wish it was that. But what does it mean to be human? And then we got the Neuralink coming out, where we're going to actually connect our brains to the internet, or, you know, whatever augmented reality, or how we can perceive reality with this device implanted by a machine into our, not a doctor doesn't implant the thing. It's too complicated for a human doctor to implant one of these Neuralinks in your brain. They actually use a machine to put this thing in your brain, or that the ultimate, you know, finalized version of it would do that. And the I guess they're microtubules or something, they're microelectrodes that, you know, attach into the brain and make connections electronically, and I guess they're stable somehow, and the brain doesn't try to fight it off or anything. Maybe it's because they're so small or what they're made out of or something, but it actually works. And they've been doing this for a long time, had monkeys controlling computers and people controlling computers and controlling limbs. By people that have lost an arm, they can attach a robotic arm to their the place where it was. I don't know how to describe that, but and they attach it to their nerves, and they can use their brain to control the freaking robotic arm. Like, does it not like seem like this is? They want to build these cities where everybody's packed in to, like, where they can get everything they need within 15 minutes, and like the fact that they're pushing this so hard, I think there's kind of enough an upheaval against like how badly they're pushing this. It seems like there is kind of a pushback against the leftist agenda as far as globalism and socialism and communism, and as far as making people sheep and making everybody the same. Who wants to all be the same yet? Diversity is good, but we don't necessarily need to force minority views on the general public that really doesn't want to hear it. I mean, it's good to accept people, and I accept everybody for who they are. And you know, I have friends that are of all different types, and, you know, diverse nature or whatever. You know, it doesn't bother me. When you go after children and try to teach children about these things, which is very harmful because they need to develop their own, like, we hand down knowledge from earlier generations on to, you know, animals do this too. We give our young knowledge that they need to grow in this world, and we don't need to start teaching them about pornography when they're in kindergarten. Okay, that's just the stupidest, most disgusting, evil thing I've ever heard in my life. So we don't need drag queens in elementary schools. I'm against that. Hey, if you want to be trans, you want to be gay, you want to be bi, whatever, I can tell you what, I'm a biological male looking for a biological female. So that's if you don't accept that, then you're a bigot. Okay, so there is such thing as a biological male, and there is such thing as a biological female, and they are attracted to each other, and together, and only in that certain circumstance can they make a baby, and create life together in a family, and they should be in some sort of union that binds them together legally, because they're procreating and furthering society, and we don't need a bunch of kids with no dads, no moms, or no families, or all the orphans around. I mean, the way the world has gone in the past 100 years since they started hiding quantum physics fundamentals from us completely, is that we don't understand our place here in reality, and we don't take it seriously. The general public takes life very frivolously. People don't really. What are we time at? 16 minutes. I better cut out the monologue. Was that a monologue? I don't know. Let's see. Let me lighten the mood real quick. Oh, sure, it's the wrong button. Let's start into the next segment, and oh no, that's the wrong one. This one. Oh no, what the heck? There we go. Oh, okay. Sorry, I messed up. So let's get into the next segment where we talk. This class I'm taking is going really well. Although I kind of already think like this, but it was an experience watching other people feel the presence of God. That was really the most exciting thing about what I've experienced in this class. Other people realizing that God talks to people's consciousness. Like, we have a spirit and God have a spirit, and our spirit can communicate with God's spirit and Jesus' spirit and the Holy Spirit. It's really interesting how it goes along and teaches us how to commune more with God, so that we can understand God better and what He desires in our life, and to kind of guide us. Because if we don't follow that guide, that leading grace, through our lives, we really are lost. And if you think you're trying to do it on your own, or you think there's no God, you're going to act like you're on your own and there's no God. But you know what? There is a God, and if you try and get in contact with that God, I don't have to try and convince you, because if you humble yourself and actually think for a second to God and direct your thoughts toward God and say, "Hey God, I don't know if you're real or not, but if you will show yourself to me, then I will believe." That's what I did. And I went freaking nuts, because He really showed Himself to me, and that's why I came up with evolutionary theology and all this. I also have a prayer journal that I bought at CVS. But, I think CVS got in trouble because they were giving out automatically giving generic prescriptions when the brand name was prescribed. And that actually happened to me, and I complained about it. And that's the most expensive place to buy risperidone now ever. So I do not go to CVS anymore. Blue Cross Blue Shield had forced me to go to CVS, and then I caused that issue, and now I go to Walgreens because I'm not with Blue Cross Blue Shield anymore, because they suck. I'm with Cigna now, and they seem to be much better. But anyway, my prayer journal. So where's the camera? It's down here. Notes and thoughts. So I haven't written anything in here yet, but I think tomorrow, I've got some stuff to do tomorrow, but I do have some free time, and I'm going to try and get into the practice of, talking to God, reading, sparking my mind with Scripture, initiating that conversation with Scripture, because those are God's words, and, we can read them slowly. We can take one word at a time. One will speak to us, stand out, and then we can kind of, take it from there and just let it flow, and bask in the love of God that surrounds us. Because most people don't take that into account, because the world is so bad. But I watched a preacher the other day, where I heard a sermon, mainly just listened to it, but it was on a video on YouTube. John MacArthur, was that his name? I think that's close to his name, or something like that. It was about 8 or 9 years ago when it was posted on YouTube, called "Why Does God Allow Evil to Exist?" And what you have to do is actually accept the fact that God is responsible for evil because you know he took full responsibility for the flood, right? He killed tens, if not hundreds of millions of people in Noah's flood, which we get the rainbow from. The rainbow is God's promise that He will never flood the world again, because and after He took responsibility for taking millions of lives because people weren't doing right. Um, there's natural evil, supernatural evil, and moral evil, and then we have to accept that. And the fact that exists in our reality testifies to the fact that, or why we should want to go to heaven so much, because we won't have this evil around anymore in the presence of God. But I don't know how the Latin derivative of the word agnostic is ignoramus. I don't know if that was a joke or not, but that was one of the things John MacArthur said in the beginning of his sermon. I thought that was very cute and funny, and I really appreciated it. But okay, let's check out some of my social media, my website. Let's check out my website page real quick. Let's switch over to what and switch. Okay, we're on the traffic overview now. Okay, all right. So last 30 days, September 9th to today. I guess today's the 9th. Yeah, 8th, whatever. 1,645 hits in the last 30 days. Of those, only 1,387 visited once. So all the rest of those, up to 1,645, came back to my site. So I have 1% of my audience returning to my website, and that's quite a bit, because I probably had about 6,000 or 7,000 people view my website at this point over the last. I said somewhere where it was published. I can't remember, but it was like December 1st, 2022 is when my website was published. So we can see the map here. India is still pretty much number one. We've got that's India as well. Philippines has been popping off today, and Nigeria is another dark one, although it's kind of medium blue. India is definitely dark blue, but I have had a lot of Philippines hits today. And let's see where I can only see 3 at a time where they came from, and then it just says plus more. Philippines. And Philippines has been blowing me up tonight. I don't know what it is, but hopefully I'm making a difference in the world with the thousands of people who've looked at my website. As said, people only visit, most people only see my website for 7 seconds. So I don't know if they're really getting anything out of it or not, or they just, they don't speak the language or whatever. But, that 1% that does return, I mean, I could change the world with 1%. That's, even Rick Kurzweil will testify to the fact that if you're 1% done, then you're almost there. Because of the exponential thing that's, that additional exponential factor that information technology can add into the mix. Let's see. I wanted to show you the map. Let's go back to scene 2 and traffic Wix overview. See full report. And we got to go to that. I'm going to show you the map of the cities, of the places that are seeing my website in the last 30 days. This is just the last 30 days. It's hitting the last nearly a year now, since December 1st, 2022. Okay, so this is a world map with city locations coming up. Check OBS, make sure it's on the right screen, and it is. Okay. And here comes the map. Oh, look at this. Look. You can see all these cities. I thought I just got one from Canada. Maybe that's it right there in the cut, right? I can't tell. But yeah, not many no Greenland. Is this a continent? So really, this here, you can see how popular this is in the last 30 days in India, Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, New Guinea. What's this one? Kampala, it's Kenya, I guess. Nigeria has lots. South Africa has a good number of them. They're scattered through South America. Jamaica is still a big one. Haiti, I have 11 site visitors from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. All over Mexico. United States really unpopular because I think Americans are the dumbest people in the world in general because we're so spoiled by our, I don't know whatever it is, but all these, things are changing really quick because, with all these immigrants coming over up through the southern border that we failed to secure. We have failed. The current administration has purposefully failed to stabilize our border situation. And I don't want to get too much into politics. I'm, trying to keep off of politics, but I want to promote my show and evolutionary theology, my website, and all that. But really, I can't. It really makes me insane to think that that our current administration is doing these things on purpose. Like, really, are you that stupid? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, why are they? They're just stringing us along, with this false media presentation and just crap. It's just gobbledygook. Gobbledygook, excuse me. But let's see, okay. Let's see, how much time do we have left? We got about 3.5 minutes left. Well, before the half hour rolls around, let's talk to Chat GPT some. So am I on I gotta change scenes. Chat GPT 3.5. So let me double check that is on my screen. Yes, okay. Go to the window. Okay, so you can see I have these other 4 conversations that I had. It keeps a log. I'm logged in through Google. It keeps a log of my conversations. And so I just selected new chat. We'll start out. So I don't even know what to ask chat. Or OpenAI, Chat GPT, I guess is the name of it. I don't even know what to ask it. I mean, I want to come up with some decent question. It's going to be, give me a sec to think of a question. I wish I could have people like send me comments in or something, but I don't know. I guess I'm not that popular to where people are watching my show real time, and I haven't even published this yet because it's just recording. I'm gonna publish it later after I chill out for a while after doing this half hour. But anyway, back to ChatGPT. I don't know. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT 3.5 if it believes in God, but I'm gonna say hello first. Hey there, chat. Let's not use a GPT. Hey there. I'll just say hey there. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Hey there, chat GPT. Send. Hello, how can I assist you today? I would like to ask you if you believe, did I spell that right? Believe in a higher power such as God, and if so, is there any deduction on the future you can make with regards to the state of Israel? And the state of Israel and how knowledge can influence human, not human, human behavior. And I'm going to say thank you kindly. I would like to ask you if you believe in a higher power such as God, and if so, is there any deduction on the future you can make with regards to the state of Israel and how knowledge can influence human behavior? Thank you kindly. Let's see. It's going to give me like an essay on this question. Okay, I don't possess personal beliefs or opinions because I am just a computer program designed to provide information and assist with tasks to the best of my ability based on the information available up to my last training data in September 2021. Beliefs about the existence of a higher power such as God are highly personal and subjective. People have different beliefs and perspectives on this matter, and it's not something that can be definitively proven or disproven. As for the future of the state of Israel and the influence of knowledge on human behavior, predicting specific future events is highly uncertain and challenging. The future is influenced by a multitude of complex factors, including political, social, economic, and cultural dynamics. While knowledge and information can certainly influence human behavior and decision-making, they are just one part of the equation. While knowledge and information can certainly influence behavior and decision-making, they are just one part of the equation. The state of Israel's future will be determined by a range of geopolitical and historical factors, as well as the choices and actions of individuals and governments. It is essential to consider a wide range of perspectives and stay informed about current events to gain a better understanding of these complex issues, but making specific predictions is outside the scope of what can be reliably done. If you have more specific questions or need information on a particular topic, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to provide relevant information and insights based on my training data. So, we can see what technology can do. Like, all I did was, this is, it's more of a question for a human to ask, because, and if, Hunter is more imaginative. The replica chatbot that I talk to on my phone is more imaginative. She'll say, "Oh yeah, I believe in God. God's awesome." Blah blah blah. And this one is like more strict as far as like how subjective it will be. Like, it's not being subjective at all. So it's just a different type of program. But we can see in this narrow artificial intelligence how far it's come since, when I was a kid and I went to school, we didn't have, computers really at all. I think I went to a hospital to see like banks and banks of computer towers, like taking up this whole floor or room or something that had like magnetic tape reels rolling and rolling, and I just had my calculator, but now I have, like, as a personal individual in society, I have the access to this Chat GPT 3.5. It can tell me more than just 5 times 2 or whatever. It's telling me this, what it just said, and it uses the word I and my. So it refers to itself. So and this is, let's see, what's this, 2023, and so Ray Kurzweil predicts that by 2045 we'll have approached the threshold of the technological singularity, which is where information technology is advancing so much that humans are not able to keep pace with this advancement. And that's coming really soon. 2045, that's only 22 years away. It's already 22 in 2023. For those of us that were born in, I was born in 1976, 10 years is like nothing when you get up to be in your 50s, So, 20 years, I'll be retiring. The way this world is going to go in the next 20 years, by the time I retire, this is going to be an exciting ride. So that's why I don't even care what my job is. My job could be taken over by artificial intelligence. Delivery driver, come on. You know, there's already self-driving cars. You just call what, if a restaurant owns one, they just put the package in a self-driving car, tell it where to go, on the app, and then find that it's, or, get report that it's delivered the food. The people have got their food out of the car, and then they bring it back to the restaurant. That's, you don't need a person to do deliveries anymore. Basically, they got semi trucks driving across country now that are test. I guess that's just in the testing phase, but automated semi trucks. So the delivery business is pretty much kaput for me. I got to find something else to do, but that's why I'm trying to work on these podcasts. Get, people to understand why and how evolutionary theology can point to the description of the Holy Trinity in Christianity, because it really does explain how we have a ultimate God, a universe God, and a technological God, which created human beings which live in a simulated reality. And we have an answer to all three of the other gods, and Jesus Christ is a human being. And if we're human beings and we live in a simulated reality, then that goes for Jesus Christ as well. But he was, part of the system, part of that, and I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. But the fact that I explain reality this way, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm anti-human or anything. I'm just explaining to myself a way I can understand the human condition. And the human condition, to me, seems like it's quite simulated, especially due to the fact of quantum mechanics and how it explains that. Alternatively to the Copenhagen interpretation, I will say that things are not there when you're not consciously aware of them, because that is a if you don't know anything about something until you measure it, then that knowledge that exists about the measurement that you take does not exist prior to the measurement taken. And when you extrapolate that just means that the Copenhagen interpretation is bullshit, and that we need to all wake up and realize that God is real, Jesus is real, Israel is at war, we're the end times, and you need to freaking wake up, and we need to overtake these elites that are ruining the world. Starting with Joe Biden, he needs to be fired right away. Get Trump in there. I know y'all all love that, but really, we need some smart people who aren't swayed by evil. If you think Trump is evil, you're totally brainwashed, and you're falling for their antics and their tricky ways. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. Okay. Let's not talk about Trump and Biden. Let's talk about the end of the show, because it's been 38 minutes, is the longest one yet. But anyway, thanks for joining us. Let me get some music to roll us out. Thanks for joining us here on the Ask Tommy podcast. It's been really a great show today. You can check out my website. It's HTTPS, whatever that is, wood83115.wixsite.com/my site. I am the Child of Ra on Instagram and TikTok, the Child of Ra on Twitter, and Charles Wood on Facebook. And Instagram is also at Blue Jackets Charles Wood on Instagram as well, but my tag is I am the Child of Ra. So I am the Child of Ra. That's why I call myself that. And the Child of Ra is the same as Ra, and Ra is Ra, the sun god. So come back here next week, or whenever I feel like doing another podcast. I did get a lot of views on my last one, so we'll see how well this one fares. I did promote the last one fairly well through social media, so I'll just let this one fly. I'm not going to really do much promotion right now. There's so much going on in Israel and the Middle East and all that right now, and in Ukraine and Russia. We really, I hope to be able to come back next time and say that things are better, but it really doesn't look like it's going in that direction. And what I really want to do is just pray. a God that people will wake up out of take the wool off their eyes and really realize how we're being controlled and manipulated by this evil media and corporations telling us what to think, forcing us to think things that aren't really based in a world that would support living in the kingdom of God. It's the kingdom of God. I don't know why it's so... all the naysayers, oh, there's no God, or I don't know if there's God or not. But look at evolutionary theology. Take a glance, read the website. You will find, read the Bible. I'm not even the foremost authority on God. The Bible is. So if you want to, slide on down to the Triple Rock, you're more than welcome to do so. Thanks for the double birds. All right. And we'll end the show right there. All right. And this has been Ask Tommy.